Awesome. Alright, so do your intro.
I don't have an intro, I'm just going to do it.
Okay. Do you want, so how do you want to do this?
Alright, what's on the old ban list?
Currently, do you want me to go through every monster?
No, I don't go through every monster, we just have a look. Just, what do we think can come off of there?
Come off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Chaos Emperor Dragon's been off of Japan, so this isn't it.
I can look up the Japan list.
No, I don't bother.
Because
I mean, because it's got Riorata, isn't it?
Yes.
To make it terrible.
It's terrible.
I really want to see Demok come back.
Demok.
I really do. Don't ask me why.
Dan's stack of Demoks will suddenly lose value because if he comes back with an errata, they'll reprint him.
Yeah, they still won't lose value. Old card. Especially for Invasion of Chaos, they don't lose value. Not much anyway. Fishborg.
They've not errated a Makura yet.
That shouldn't ever come back.
We had this discussion at club.
Game. It breaks the game.
We were trying to work out a LP value to make Makura's effect worth it.
That's going to be a high cost though, isn't it?
Once per turn, you can activate one trap from your hand by paying XLP.
Yeah.
Figure out a value for X, considering we've got Magical Scientist on here, which is 5,000 for any fusion monster out of your extra deck. So it's going to be weaker than that.
1,000, maybe 2.
And it's going to be once per turn.
Yeah.
And what would you trap?
What would you trap? That's a whole different...
This is about the ban list, not about Makura anyway. Both Morphing Jars are still on there. Rescue Cat, Sangan. Sinister Serpent obviously can come back because he's... Errated. It's not that shit.
It's not shit, it's just... Nowhere. It's not as broke as it used to be.
Victory Dragon, Witch of Black Forest, Yasugarasu, Obvious.
Now, me and Joe were talking about it. Which could probably come back. It searches some funky things, but in the grand scheme of things, it's actually better than Sangan because it's not nearly as searchable itself.
And Sangan's at 0.
And Sangan's at 0.
So they'll put Sangan up first because it's the weaker one.
Yeah. Oh, bring Brianna back.
Bring Brianna back.
I've got 10 of them. That'd be good.
Trish is still on there. Shot Martins and Mighty.
Then Mighty should not be on that list.
Because...
He's not broken. What does he break?
Does he not continue the loop for wind-ups?
Yeah, but you just ban the actual problem cards for wind-ups.
Which
and
is...
make it a good deck. Hunter. The one that drops cards from hand.
Yeah, I suppose. So, still in the ban section. Brain Control.
Nah.
Elmer for the loop. Card Destruction.
No. No, don't go through them all. We'll just have a look. There's not that much on the spell list I would bring back because a lot of them are ridiculously bust. I want Dragon Ravine back.
With...
Joe said Gateway could come back.
Gateway the 6.
I don't think it could.
Well, we've got kind of Gateway with your Senju, haven't we?
Yeah, but they're not as good.
Yeah, well... we've currently got Snatch Steel at 1, haven't we?
Yeah, Snatch Steel is fine. It's counterable. It has a downside on it as well.
So where do you think that's going to go? And hence, do you think any of these might come up, like the equipped ones? Or either replace it, or they say, okay,
because they replaced
Snatch Steel's okay, so maybe Delinquent Duo's okay.
They replaced Brain Control with Mind Control back in the day.
Yeah.
When they banned one and brought back the other. But I don't think that's going to happen. Heavy Storm should come back.
Heavy Storm should come back.
Heavy Storm could quite happily come back.
But not Trunade.
No, because Trunade's busted.
Hopsfield Buster.
Complete different way.
Mirage and Nightmare's coming back.
Is it?
Or is it Temple of the Kings? Where is it? Whichever one's been...
Errated.
Yeah, Temple of the Kings has been errated.
Yeah.
So that one will probably come back.
Is it that it didn't work before?
Temple of the Kings required... So the effect was... the Temple of the Kings effect has something to do with using the mythical beast of Circuit in order to sacrifice and get any card out of your extra deck.
Yeah.
Special summons it without following any restrictions, I think.
Yeah.
And they banned that obviously because it says you can play traps the same time you set them.
Yeah.
And you can sacrifice both of them to get a guy out of your extra deck, or hand, or grave. So they banned that obviously. That now says once per turn. I think once whilst this card is face up on the field, you can play a track card the same turn it's set,
Yeah.
which is worse. And then I think the sacrifice effect is that and Mythical Beast of Circuit to get a fusion or synchro.
Fusion or synchro.
I think it's fusion or synchro monster from your extra deck.
Yeah.
So no graveyard, no hand, no deck.
That's good, but you still get Natura Exterior.
Exterior, yeah. But you need sacrifice Mythical Beast of Circuit, which requires have 10 War Kings on the field, and it's level 5, 2400, 2500, I think.
Yeah, it's 25.
And it has no other effect except it destroys itself if there's no 10 War Kings on the field.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's very bad. Very, very bad. Crush card?
With your Rata, that's terrible, isn't it?
It's horrible. It gives Burning... I was talking to Joe about this. If someone uses it against you whilst you're playing Burning Abyss, you win.
Okay, so that could quite happily come back. Exchange of Spirit is you have to have at least 15 in your deck. Both players do to use it.
Yes.
Or in your grave, sorry. To
in
use
your
it,
grave,
so
yeah.
you can't mill someone with it.
Yeah. What else?
No.
Ring of Destruction is
that's
getting
coming back,
routed.
because you burn before your opponent. Though you burn, then your opponent burns for what you burned for, so you can't even ring defense it. Or whatever.
And there's a restriction that you have to select a monster that's got less attack points than your opponent's life points, so you can't even kill with it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's good for doing damage, because if they're on 3k,
Then you sparks them for game.
yeah, you can take them down. You'll just take the
You
same
just
amount of
can't kill
damage, and you can't kill them.
Yeah. I was about to say self-destruct, but no.
Two trolley.
Speculation
The
before
same-
oppression could replace Vanity's Emptiness. And
So
having played against both of them, actually, I don't know if I agree or not. Because it's easier to get rid of your opponent's vanities because of the sent from deck to grave or field to grave effect. Because it gets rid of itself.
They both suffer from the same problem, which is you set up, and then as soon as your opponent does anything, you flip it over.
So I could quite happily see them both banned. Or vanities to 1.
Or vanities to 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Judgment can probably come back.
Have we not got a better version? Oh, Judgment is always live though, which is why we've now got the 3k version.
Oh, what, some scolding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like scolding.
Neither.
It's too restrictive.
So for number 1, so at 1, we still have Moral Tack, which was put there.
See that?
Moral Artifacts haven't done anything since that happened.
People said that they're still good, and they are still alright, but they're not good. Not
Okay.
without Moral Attack.
Dragoons, BLS.
I miss Dragoons, but he deserves to be at 1.
So all of the Dragon rules are at 1.
Spirit should not have ever been to 1. That just kills that deck completely. And it's not even the top tier deck at the moment anyway.
No, well there's only 3 top tier decks.
Yeah.
So, Dandelion, Dad,
Debbie could come back. Debbie Dragon.
Debbie Dragon to 2 or to 3.
Nah, 2.
Birdman?
Okay. Same with Deep Sea Diva. Could probably come back to 2. 3 is a bit overkill.
Birdman
I don't know why
Bestiari.
Birdman is restricted.
to 1.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's probably a good reason.
There's
he
a loop.
enables just loads of loops.
There's a loop.
Actually, that's probably the reason, because he's just an enabler. Bestiari shouldn't be at 1.
Where should he be?
I think he's at 3 in Japan, and they're not even doing anything. I don't think he'd do anything here if it was at 3.
What's the best played Gladiator beasts have now? With Trip Bestiari.
Bestiari to pop a card, into Gizaris to pop 2, into Darius to get that back, into big guy.
Heraclinus.
Yeah, Heraclinus, but that's not that easy to set up, and you require battle damage, and arguably the Spiritual Beast Tamers are better, because they don't require battle to
They don't
tank.
require battle to tank. Fair enough.
Infernities deserve to be on there.
I've got an Infernity Break here.
Was it foil?
Yes.
Oh, they foiled that just in time for the deck to die.
Yes.
I love that.
Dragonfly and Hornet.
Probably to 2.
Red MD.
Red MD, no, he should be at 1.
There's a lot of Red Eyes support coming up soon.
Which means he should definitely stay at 1.
Or he could go down. Or he could go down to 0.
No, I think it's fine at 1. Even if you, especially if you can search him, because then you just deal with that one card. It's not like it's Grapha.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Rescue Rabbit.
Should not be at 1. Pointless at 1.
Thunder King.
I would like to see more Thunder Kings, because it's like a vanities, but a lot easier to get rid of.
Yeah, because they have the choice of negating one special summon, as opposed to preventing all special summons until a card goes to your grave.
It's not all special summons. It's all inherent summons. So I can still special summon Unicorn run over, but I can't search for the Unicorn or the card to get it.
Eve Gishki, Gust Kraken and Mind August.
They deserve to be there.
Okay.
Those cards are broken. They can even go to 0. I'm quite happy with that.
DSF Errata.
Oh, Dark Strike Fighter.
Yeah, he's currently at 1. And is doing nothing.
He's once per turn?
Once per turn.
Why is he at 1? Just put him at 3. I suppose it saves you synchroing him into himself.
He's level 7, isn't he?
Yeah. So you level eater, then tuner, then synchro back into him, and then level eater and tuner, sync back into him. But that's not
horrible
good.
minus as well.
It's also worse than Blaze Phoenix.
Deloran, Enabler.
Deloran's at 1?
Yes, at the minute.
Should be at 2. He's only not at 3 because of
the loop.
Yeah.
But they've taken Trish out of the loop anyway.
You just loop something else. Doesn't matter what you loop.
Shien at 1. What else have we got on here?
Shien could come back to 3 because Samurai, as much as their Shien is bust,
Shien is very bust.
and that deck can go turn 1 Natura Beast, which can wreck. It completely destroys my deck, the Necroz. They just can't do anything against it.
It's just power crept out.
It just power crept out now.
What else have we got here? Book of Moon at 1, Charge of Light
Book of
at
Moon
1.
shouldn't be at more than 1. Stop people playing Book of Eclipse. But I think it's just like, it's a good card. But it doesn't really break anything.
So earlier you said in here, Dragon Ravine you want back at 1.
Yeah, I want Dragon Ravine back. 1 would be nice.
Does that mean Divine Wind and Mist Valley would go back?
What, to 0? Or to 3?
To 3.
I don't know what Divine Wind and Mist Valley even... I know what it does, I don't know why it's at 1. I think it's mainly for Harpies.
Yes. Foolish Burial, Infernity Launcher, obviously more of the Infernity hate. Mind Control.
No, that could stay at 1. Mind Control's annoying enough as it is.
There we go, Raigeki. So we've got Raigeki at 1, and I'm going to jump forward a bit.
And
Dark Hole at 2. Do you think these are going to be moving?
No, I think they should stay there. That's a good balance where that is.
Okay. Royal Tribute at 1. 7 stars at 1. Snatch Steel at 1. So
Royal Tribute and 7 stars, I don't really see why they're at 1. They can quite happily go to 2.
What are you currently... What would you 7 stars?
7 stars? Exactly. Why is it 1? There's no dragon deck anymore.
The probably best thing to do it in my deck.
What, planes?
Yes, because we can make 7s.
Yeah. Gives planes consistent draw.
Except from... Oh, well, I'd actually need
draw?
it, so... Soul Charge?
No, 1's fine.
Balanced.
It's Monster Reborn, but fair.
Multi-Monster Reborn.
Multi-Monster Reborn, but fair.
Yeah, okay. Still at 1. Bottomless, Compulsory, EEV.
Eradicator, Yugioh.
Yugioh's not doing anything.
No, but Yugioh is that good.
Okay. More Infernity Hate, Macrocosmos.
I want more Macrocosmos.
So does that mean the other one?
What, D-Fisher?
D-Fisher. You want them to come back?
I'd like one of them to come back. D-Fisher's worse than Macro. Despite what people say, D-Fisher is worse than Macro.
Yes.
Because you can't change it.
Yeah. Warning at 1.
Warning's fine at 1.
Soul Drain.
Soul Drain I don't think should be at 1. That should be at 2.
Because it's... What is it Soul Drain on?
Grave and Banish. Can't activate their effects.
And it costs 1,000.
It costs 1,000.
That should be at 2 or 3.
It's a really good side deck against a lot of things.
TT at 1 and Wall of Ring at 1.
TT at 1's coming back. That is coming back.
That's going to 2.
That's going.
We've got. Have we not got 3? We've got 3 Mirror Force.
Yeah, we've got 3 Mirror Force.
And that's not causing problems.
No, because that has a specific window to activate.
So does TT.
So is TT, but the window's a lot larger because summoning monsters happens a lot more than attacking. You only get one battle phase.
There has to be any summon. Fair enough.
It can be your. You can chain your own TT to yourself. You can force it to activate where you can't mirror force. That is the difference.
Card Troop. So we're at 2. Card Trooper, Chaos Sorcerer, Gauze, Honest, Lone Fire, Necrophase, Summon a Monk, Trag. Summon a Monk?
Nah, he's fine at 2. It enables too many things if he goes to 3. He becomes a bit of an engine.
And he's
already a bit of an engine for heroes.
And Lightsworn.
Lightsworn?
Well, he's level 4.
4
plus the 3 tuner. 4 plus the 3 tuner makes.
Oh, he's a spellcaster as well, isn't he? So
yeah.
You can go Arcanite. Yeah, actually, that's not bad, is it? Goyo's at 2. He can be at 3. Who will run 3 Goyo Guardian? And if you
build it,
deck,
they will come.
If you have a deck that can run 3 Goyo Guardian, I welcome you to run that deck.
Advanced Ritual Art at 2, Chain Strike at 2, Dark Heart 2.
Chain Strike, yes. Advanced Ritual Art, no. That should be at 3.
Doesn't that just instantly give Necros material
Don't
plus?
do anything for them. They don't run normal monsters. That makes them worse.
Oh! Yeah, okay, no. I'm thinking of something else. The one that gives you Preparation of Rights.
Preparation of Rights, yeah. But that I can see getting banned.
Banned? All the way to 0?
Yeah, I can see that getting banned. It's a good card. And it enables...
Well, it's a +2, isn't it?
No, it's +1.
Oh yeah, +1. It gives you 2 and then it just casts itself.
But it doesn't have to be +1. You can just use it to search.
Ceasefire and a Ajama Trio.
Yeah, they're fine.
Erratic Seal of Convocation.
That should be at 3.
Should be at 3 because we're not seeing
Actually, I
erratics.
say that. There's some stuff coming out for that make erratics better, so maybe not.
And then removed last time was Gale, fine. Abyssgund, fine. Tengu, fine. Reasoning is being used a lot in the Infernoid decks.
Yep.
So all you have in that deck is all the Infernoid monsters that can't be summoned with Reasoning.
Yep.
And then like 3 monsters that you can normal summon.
Yeah.
It mills your entire deck up until that guy.
Yeah.
And
then you just summon loads of guys from the bin.
yes.
It's pretty good.
Reasoning.
That's like a better version of Monster Mash.
Yes. So all of the Infernoid cards say you cannot special summon this card if you control Infernoid monsters with some total levels of 7 or more.
Yeah.
Sorry, more than 7, so 8 or more. So you get the 4-1, the 3-1, and then you summon the big guy.
Yeah.
So
it's the big guy.
But in order to do that, all they need to do is banish guys from their bin.
Yeah.
In order to summon them from the bin.
Yes, they're quite easy.
So it's very easy.
Lightsworn Infernoids.
Wow.
To good effect.
That's what else mills? What else would be useful for milling? They're dark, so you can use Armageddon Knight.
Yeah, but you need a proper deck for them. You can't just use little engines.
Well, you need at least a. Well, you could run pure Infernal with Armageddon Knights. Because he'd just serve as one guy that you can normal summon, and then he'd bin you a guy.
Yeah. Alright, that's enough of that ban list.
Okay.
What's stuff that we think's going on there? What do you think's going to go on there?
On there?
Yeah, because I reckon that. Well, you know, don't you?
I already know.
You already know. I reckon.
So it's only.
They've got to ban something from the Cross, which will be either Unicorn or Brinac.
I was talking to Joe yesterday. He said Brinac is a sensible choice because it hadn't come out yet.
Brinac's 1 is fine. It'll piss a lot of people off, but you can still search for it and you can still Unicorn it back to use it to search.
And that was his point. He said Unicorn's the main core of the deck, so it's likely to be a Unicorn hit.
And that's what they hit in Japan.
Yeah.
They hit Unicorn.
So.
But I could see them hitting. I could see them hitting Brinac if it wasn't an 80 quid card. But because it's an 80 quid card and it's the reason that set is selling, they won't ban it.
They won't ban it.
No, they won't even restrict it.
It will stay at 3, so it has to be a Unicorn hit.
Really. But the only thing, if you get Brinac to 1, you have 2-card Trish once, and then your Brinac is banished. You have to use the Dance Princess to get it back. Otherwise, you're a bit stuffed.
Fair enough. So things going on to here. So
from 3.
Well, anywhere on the list.
Yeah.
So
other than the Necroz, there's not many problem decks.
yes,
I could see some Cliffort stuff.
There's going to be some Cliffort hate.
Either.
And there should be some Burning Abyss hate as well, because they're the top 3 decks, so you
Yeah.
always hit the... And they make up 65 or 70% of the meta at the minute.
I can see Scout to 2 or a much heftier ban on Summer's Art.
Yeah.
Or Sacrifice down to 1.
Yeah. Scout, you can't do anything if you double Scout in the 2 Pendulum zones.
You can't Pendulum Summon or Special Summon.
Yeah.
If you double Scout, but no one double Scouts, there's no reason to.
Yeah, someone double Scouted at YCS.
Really?
They max seed.
Alright.
And in order to get rid of cards out of hand, they were like, no. Oh shit, I'll just double Scouted.
Oh, they didn't intentionally do
Yes.
Not paying attention.
Yeah, it's a not paying attention play. There was screenshots of it going through Pojo for ages. So like, yeah, awesome play, just double Scout.
Double Scout tech.
Yeah, double Scout tech. So Scout to 2.
Scout to 2 or Summon's Art to 0.
Summon's Art to 0. Yeah, well.
Probably 0.
What were the ones that were latest brought out for?
Stealth. Stealth is the big card for them. It's such a controlling play because you can't chain to it. It's super poly, but only they can run it.
So you think that that won't get hit because it's only just been released?
No, it was a little while ago. 2 months. It's been out for a couple months.
I suppose they did the same thing with Sixth Sense.
That's completely different. Sixth Sense is retardedly broken in every deck that it's running.
The thing is that they brought it back, emergency banned it to 1, and then it got banned in the next set. Just as long as they've sold enough of it, it could be hit.
Yeah, well, as long as they've sold enough of it, they don't care.
Yeah. And then Burning Abyss.
I don't think I ban anything for Burning Abyss. Maybe Firelake to 2 or 1. But I don't.
Really nothing like Dante. Well, you don't only need 1 Dante.
No, you still run 3 Dante.
Yeah, but he's still powerful enough on his own.
He's not even that powerful. He's just mega consistent, and he's just solid. He's not broken. Don't think he's ban worthy.
Fair enough. Anything
else?
outside of that?
Rogue or unexpected?
Well, in here,
what's that? Yugi tier?
This shows you the tier of everything that won in the last few months since the set was released with Necros in it.
So that's
and if they win,
1 month.
if they win like YCS, the deck gets 4 points for that thing, and then it goes down. So obviously the 3 I've said are Necros, Cliffort, and Burning Abyss.
Burning Abyss not even tier 1.
No, but it's high enough.
It's its own tier.
Yes. Well, they've predefined the tiers as.
And it has won a YCS.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is capable of winning.
It's just either underplayed or just playing catch up to the other 2 decks.
Yeah.
But it's still in contention. The other ones are Satellarknight and Shadow in tier 3.
Tellarknights are really good, and they're going to get better with the next set.
So they're just going to be sleepers. Leave them as they are.
That's going to be a huge control deck.
Leave them as they are. No hits.
And then everything powers down to their level. Essentially with the bans.
Or they overpower and shoot to the top of the tier.
Yeah. Which is probably going to happen.
And then in the road category, where they topped once out off.
I'm surprised Volcanic's only in Rogue and not higher. I suppose that's because of Necroz.
This is also a short timeline. Usually these are 3 months.
Yeah, but the issue with Volcanics and Necroz is me and Joe tested it. Volcanics have a good matchup until you trish one of their scat shots, then the deck dies. Or what I did against him once was I got a lucky scat shot out of his hand with Trish.
Wow.
And then, yeah, because you can't risk dropping it.
No.
Because that I'm definitely going to target it. Infernoid's on there.
Yeah,
Sandfire Raccoons. I do love that raccoon deck.
I don't think any of those are going to get hit.
No,
so
none of them get hit.
we've roughly got what we've got.
That's the predictions.